Watch as the moon and the sun collide over northern lights. Pablo Picasso painting the night across the open water. Roots give birth to the dancing leaves, whispering to each other.
Baby.
Our hearts are breaking as our mother grieves. And she cries, and she cries, and she cries.
Yeah, did you push this? Was there CD out, or did you push it in, or?
I didn't.
Okay.
Set it up.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for putting in, but it should either. Okay, it was just supposed to either kick out or something's wrong. But I'll get it anyway. Okay. Okay, welcome back, everybody. We everything's working just a little bit slower today, but welcome back, everybody. Interesting show tonight. Tonight we're talking about pets, weapons, and the threshold. Now, these are some very important things you do need to know about. Okay, so sorry, just a little unorganized right now. I had some things working. Computer's going right now, so I don't know if I should shut it off or if I should wait to see what happens. I'm gonna let that one happen. Okay, so tonight we're going to make some phone calls to our tracker friends and our people who have been guests before. We're going to do some check-ins, and then we're going to get to our topic. We'll start off with our first tracker friend. We're going to get the scoop on what's happening in their areas. We do have some live active areas, and we do have some live active areas that we're going to show you tonight also. So every night is very vital, important information for you and your families. So everyone, please pay attention and listen to everything we have to say, even if we're just talking. Something important. Right now, we're checking in with some trackers, some people in different areas.
Your call has been forwarded.
Okay, and sometimes my friend right here, he's on the road or he's traveling, and he was checking out some spots today and getting us some updates. We'll check back with him in just a little while. We're going to move on to our next person that we're keeping up with. They do have a lot of information, and they're people who do the work. You know, we can give you exactly what you need to do, but if you don't do the work, it doesn't do anyone any good, and you don't find out what you need to find out. So we're going to call our next person, the grandmother in Alabama, with some.
The email subscriber at.
Let me try that one again.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing tonight?
All right, how you doing?
Good. We're starting off with the show tonight. It's very interesting tonight too, and I hope you listen in tonight also.
Yeah. Okay.
So updates. What we got going? I know you're active.
Yeah, I got talked to a neighbor up here in Bibb County today, and she sat down and was listening to me, and so she actually didn't call me crazy, which is good. I said, I'm just gonna go help her break up her yard, set the traps for her.
Yeah.
And see if we get anything in her yard. Me and she's just right next door to my mom's old house.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been doing today, going and talking to the neighbors around here.
Wow, you're the person for that area. You're like the warrior in that area, going room to room, shaking the doors.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so awesome. I wish there was, a million more people like you.
Yeah, I do too.
What is that noise?
Oh, that's my little dog. She's scratching.
Oh, okay.
She's just making noise. She's whining.
Oh, yeah. We've been and tonight's also about pets and things like that. So it's very interesting that everybody kind of listens in tonight.
Okay.
Did your brothers, were they able to go underneath the house or take a check or look?
Yeah, they were listening to it here in about 30 minutes. Was waiting on my cousins to get up here.
Okay, it's getting a little dark time though.
Yeah, that's why I told them I don't want them out there during the dark time.
No.
I have to do it early in the morning.
Yep, that's the best time.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you get some casting equipment or?
Yeah, I found some up here.
Good. So at least your neighbors are listening.
Yeah.
And
with I'm glad of that.
Yeah, and with that track trap, whenever they get that track, they're gonna say she was exactly right. She knew what she's talking about.
Yeah.
Then they're gonna say we need to contact her. Let's find out because there's more here. There's more that we're not seeing.
Yeah, I hope they do.
I sure do too. It's very important work that you're doing.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, even though they don't know it, they depend on you, even though they don't know it, because you're bringing them information they don't have.
Yeah.
And they know things are up sometimes,
Yeah.
So did she mention anything, or does she just not? Or
she said that she thought she had been seeing something out of the corner of her eye, but she just thought she was crazy.
Yeah.
I said, no, you're not crazy.
Yeah. And did you tell her your brother was seeing the same things, and everybody sees the same things?
Yeah, that's what I told her, that mostly everybody, that's how it kind of starts out, but they think they try to brush it off like they didn't see anything when they actually did.
Yeah.
And she said that she's had her front door open by itself before.
Wow.
And nobody be there.
Yep. Yeah, that's the topic for tonight, about everything like that tonight.
Okay.
So even if maybe you can send her the link. I don't know if you're on the mess.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do that. I'll do that.
Okay, because we're going to be talking about that and some things that they do to try to get to us.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm glad you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing. You're helping everybody, and everybody's listening to you. I love that. Yeah,
me too. I'm glad they are too.
Yeah, and most of the time it's just that somebody has to bring it up, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad you're there for them.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad I learned what I have so far, so I can tell other people.
Yeah, and you can be exact, and like with the track traps, you can when you see them and they get them, they're like, she's listening, she's learning, or she's got it, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then there won't be anyone thinking you're crazy for sure when they see the proof like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And and like we say, if they're not going to listen though, you still have to get to that next person, somebody, and once you're going to run into people who's going to say, we know exactly what's going on. Well, we don't know exactly what's going on, but we know things are going on.
Yeah.
And
I hope so. I can tell them.
Oh yeah. They've already, like you said, when you talk to the person today, just talking to them now, that's coming out. Well, the door opened up. I heard this and that.
Yeah.
It's it's all there. We just have to, like us. We're in a different area right now, and we're letting things kind of happen. So I mean, we haven't been scouting. I mean, we've scouted the area, so we kind of know everything in the area. So right now, we're just letting things happen so that we find more tracks where the entry points, where they hide, where they sit during the day, and we're just doing a lot of observing right now.
Okay.
And whenever you get a chance, if you got your window open, you'll sit by that window to where just like like a low couch or something to where you can just look over the top of the windowsill.
Okay.
And just sit there and have a cup of coffee or something and just observe. And we're looking for those birds. We're looking for whatever sound we're trying to find.
Okay.
And also, we got some things we're going to talk about tonight, and I'll just share that with everybody so that we just say it once.
All right.
So April, we're going to call in. We're going to check in with you tomorrow night and keep us updated on everything. And you're doing a wonderful job for many people we know.
Okay, I will. I'll keep y'all updated.
Okay, and we'll give you a call. We are keeping up with you. We're going to stay with you.
Okay.
And remember, let's listen to those reactions of those pets and things like that also.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. All right, April, be safe, and we will see you tomorrow night with the check-in.
Okay, y'all be safe too.
All right, and make sure we listen in tonight. We got some important things to tell some people.
Okay, I will.
Okay, have a great night, and we'll check in again.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Okay, that was our first check-in friend. It's a grandmother out of Alabama. Lots of activity in her area, and she is aware amongst people who are not. But she is going and talking with her friends, her family, her neighbors, who are also experiencing some oddities, as we would say. But there's certain things that you can do to get your own proof to make sure your area is clear, or if there's only a few, or if there are a very large occupation, if it's been occupied for a while. So we're gonna call our next friend. We're gonna check in with them and see if there's any new oddities or activities in their area. This is the Arkansas area. I'm in Oklahoma. We got the Texas connection, Colorado, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. So, as you can tell, we're not just in one area. We're not trying to say one area is more than another. We have occupation and activity in many areas. And we actually have a reach.
Please leave your message for
where we reach to the far north with some activity right now and missing people. So we're going to try our next friend, because that friend right there, I think he may be at work. He is right around that time. I'm actually going to try to give the other tracker another call again real fast. I want to give our other caller just a little time, because he does come in right around 7 o'clock, and we just like to give him just a bit of time to get home and safe before we converse.
your call has been forwarded to it.
Okay, we're gonna give him a call, or actually, we're gonna text him later. He may be out. He may be scouting. There was some people who did need a tracker and a service. So he may be on that, and he's also active in the missing people and searches and things like that. So we're going to give him a little time. We're going to call our next caller, our next friend who has called in. And if you do have activity and things in your area that you want to share or get information that you need, then we do have a couple of open slots coming up. But we also have some very important people who are in that activity right now. I'm going to go ahead and give our next caller a call. A mother who has activity in her area who could not get answers from anyone. This is the only place she got direct answers. And she has daughters, grandchild. So we know it's active, and we're going to keep up the area.
Your call has been forwarded.
Okay, now she may be at work right now. Yesterday we called, and she was just getting, I think, off work around 8 or 9. No, it was around 11 o'clock, I think, because we stayed on with her for about 3 hours just to answer all the questions and to let her know certain things that she needs to do. So we're going to give her a call in just a little bit, just to check in, and also our other tracker friend. But tonight we're going to be talking about pets, weapons, and the threshold. We're going to save the threshold for the end. So right now we're going to talk about pets. We're going to talk about your cute little pets, your cute little dogs that you put outside at night, that at one time your dog may have whined, scratched at your doors, trying to get in, whining outside, whimpering outside, hiding under things outside. And as far as what people grow up with, it's don't listen to the dog. Just because the dog's crying doesn't mean we have to bring it in. But those dogs are telling you, they're talking to you, and they don't want to be outside. They don't want to be out there with something that is going to walk up to it. It doesn't have to run up to a dog. It doesn't have to walk up to a person. I mean, it doesn't have to run up to a person. You have no weapons. Your spirituality is not intact. This thing will walk right up to you. But we also have deterrence and things like that we're going to talk about in just a second. Now, we've discussed this many times. We've told people many times, and many times people have said what one of our callers had said today, that people will think you're crazy and things like that. But when we tell you these things, it's direct. It's to let you know that these things are happening that you don't know about. Many people don't know about these things. People has out actually tried to, test me as far as being the Bigfoot expert, but everything I talk about is something that they don't know about. And if they were able to take the title, the Bigfoot expert, if you want to take that title away from me, that's fine, but just prove me wrong. Prove to me that all the information that I give you, you already know. Because if I'm telling you things that you don't know about, which I'm going to talk about things tonight that you don't know about, then why question me as being the expert if you don't have a question? Or I'm going to show you things and teach you things that you never knew about. That's the teacher. That's the expert. There are other people who's been called that before. but they cannot teach you anything that we're teaching you. They cannot help you in any way that we can help you. So, first thing we're going to talk about are the pets. The pets you need to keep indoors wherever you're at. Don't leave your pets outdoors with predators, with creatures outside. The dogs will lay down because you're not helping them. You're not listening to the dog. The dog will have so much fear of these animals that they will lay down and cower while these things walk up to them, put their teeth into an animal, a dog, a cat, and drink blood from it. The dog's still there in the morning, but you're going to notice that dog is weak. You're going to notice that dog lays around a lot. It doesn't have the energy and it doesn't have the blood to be a playful puppy. You're going to see that that puppy is not bouncing around all the time. It's going to be walking with you. It's going to be around you. But if you know how a puppy acts, you're going to notice that your young puppy is tired. It doesn't want to play. It just wants to hang around you. It wants to stay with you while you're outside. And when you go inside, that dog loses hope. You can't let anyone or anything lose hope. Listen to them, protect them. If you have a pet, you protect that pet. That's your responsibility. If you have children, you protect those children. That's your responsibility. A lot of men out there, this is their responsibility as along with the mother to protect the family. But if you have one or the other, say you have the mother who knows and the father's not listening, it's time to find a safe place. Let that husband, let that wife stay at that house if you have to. Get those kids to a safe location if they're not paying attention to you. Take care of yourself. Whoever doesn't listen, whoever doesn't want to pay attention, who's denying it, who's saying if you don't bother them, they'll leave you alone. If you've got people like that, move. Just let them deal with it. Let them see that how long it's going to be until they leave them alone. But we do have deterrents and things like that to teach you tonight. So these creatures will come up to your pets while you leave them outside and drink blood from them. Do you check your pets? Do you every morning go out and check for little marks or little fang marks on your puppies, your cats, and your animals? No, you don't do that. And the Bigfoots, no, you don't do that. But you're going to find marks on these pets. They're going to be drinking blood from them. But look for the signs. The dog is not going to be, especially puppies, they're not going to be jumping up full of energy, full of everything. They're going to be walking up to you. They're going to have their head down. They're going to be weak acting. Pay attention to them. Let's get these pets indoors. If you're going to have a pet, you protect it. If you're going to have children, you protect those children. Don't worry about the mother or father. Whoever's not listening, don't worry about them. You get yourself and your family and your children to a safe place. Don't worry about the ones who are not going to listen. Let them find out on their own. You've already told them. We've told them. There's videos that are telling them. There's neighbors who have told them. Don't worry about them. They don't want to listen. Leave that on them. You did your job. You told them what is out there, what to look for. If they're not listening, that's all you can do. The men today are not men. Now, let me take that back because there are some men that I do know, and I respect those men. But the majority, the average Joe, I guess you would say, and not my friend Joe Blow, but the average Joe, the average person, you're going to find weakness in these men. These men don't know what to do. They only know by the TV or society of how they act. Those men are weak. They're not trackers. They're not hunters. They don't have weapons. They're not scouting the areas around their homes. And this is why Bigfoots get so close to your homes. People don't do the scouting. They don't do the groundwork. They don't look in the trees. They don't look in the bushes. They don't look for shadows. And people go missing. The men today are weak. There's only a few people or few men I would call men. And there's only a few women I would call women. Women warriors and men who are warriors. The rest, I find that they're not taking anything serious, which that is an endangerment to you and your family. When your spouse does not take this serious, when your spouse does not listen to you, and when the spouse doesn't believe you, it's time to go. Secure your home every night until you get to your safe location. Now, we've also that these Bigfoots will take your pets. They will feed your pets. Bigfoots will feed your pets better than you will feed your pets. They will make sure they will come every night and feed that dog something. This lets them do whatever they want to do. This lets a Bigfoot walk up to your window, look through your curtains, look through your uh, door frames. Any little place that you can allow them to look in, they will look in. If you have your blinds up, you have to be careful because those blinds have little holes. And if you look, if you have your track traps up or if you have grass up around your windows and doors, look for that pressed down grass in the morning. If you set your track traps, you will find tracks in the morning. But if you look at where they're looking, you're going to see that the various smallest hole that you give them, they're going to be watching you through that small little hole. So where those blinds have that little hole in that little corner, they're going to be looking, lined up, and watching you from the outside. Any little visibility that you give them, they will look through that hole and watch you and watch your children, and they will know everything that you're doing by watching you, and they're going to stand outside your window for hours just watching you to know what you're doing, what rooms you're going to. Are there beds in there? Are there children in there? Where's the food? Are there pets? All this is information for a predator to get to you. They not only feed the dogs, but they will capture dogs. Dogs go missing, pets go missing. They're going to feed those pets when they take them. They're not going to eat them right away. They are only going to eat them when they don't need them anymore or if hunger overtakes them. But they will be drinking blood from every creature that they have in their pens. And yes, Bigfoots do corral and herd game, and they will feed on them until that supply is gone. Now, when they take the dogs, they're going to use the dogs. They're going to feed the dogs. And they like the small puppies, the little puppies that will lure children. These small puppies will also lure people. I've got reports of people who I've told this to, and people on dirt roads or roads like that go into their homes, they'll tell you, I seen a puppy in the woods. And then I said, well, what did you do? What did you feel like doing? And they said, I feel like getting out of my car, going into the woods and getting the puppy and taking care of it. And I said, yes, that's exactly what you're supposed to feel. These Bigfoots know by visual, by watching you, and not just you, but they watch, like we say, you're not the first family they've encountered. They've watched people and watched people. They go house to house, house to house. They watch everybody. They want to know every house that is going to be easy prey, who's not paying attention, who's leaving doors open, who's leaving car doors unlocked, shed doors, barn doors open. Whenever they use these puppies, they'll have them in just enough to where your children play. If the puppy is not barking, the puppies don't want to call children. They know what is out there. So the Bigfoots will make that call. They'll sound like that puppy. And that child will turn around, and then the puppy will be placed to where that child can see it in the wood line. Like we was talking with another tracker, that when puppies, if they're out there and they're lost, they're not going to be waiting in the wood line. They're going to come out. They're going to go to the kids. They're going to go to the food. They're going to go to the house. They're being held in there for the child or an adult to voluntarily go into that forest line, into that wood line, and then we have missing people. The Bigfoots feed your pets so they can get close to you, so they can see and have access to you at any time. Do not let anything or anybody feed your pet. You are the only one who is supposed to feed that pet. Don't let that pet be friendly to anybody except for your family. There should only be one person feeding that pet. That way that pet knows it has one person who is taking care of it, and that one person it will protect. But if you let anybody feed that pet, if you let anybody come up and pet your pet, Bigfoots will do the same thing. They'll watch you. Oh, well, this person approached the dog this way. And the Bigfoot knows, bring it some food, bring it some meat, game. Dogs will eat that. And pet the dog. Comfort the dog. Stroke the dog to build that confidence. But they will also lean over and drink blood from that dog or that puppy. When this happens, you're going to see those tired dogs, those lazy dogs, when they should be spry and spruce and jumping and playing and making noise. But you're going to notice if you're in an occupied area, these puppies don't do that. I do want to show you just some quick photos real fast of things that we've caught on video, and we know that these things are happening. We're probably the first people who have brought you information like this, and there's more information tonight that, of course, we're bringing to you that you don't know about, and I know you don't know about this. So on one of these photos here, let's take this photo for example. This was a Bigfoot caught in next to a house across a pasture area of where I was at that time. Now this shadow was not there when I scanned it the first time. And I hope everyone understands that I'm not, whenever I'm talking about scanning and things like that, I'm talking about I'm out there for hours. I'm not just going outside on the porch, scanning real fast and going back inside. I'll go out there, set, wait, listen. I'll run the thermals first. And then when I get a thermal hot heat, that's when I'll bring out the night vision. And I'll do those scannings also. But also whenever you're using your thermal or your night vision, when you're using your night vision, always start off with old, low power batteries. I know people may say, why would we want to start off with low powered batteries? It won't give us a good shot. It won't give us distance. And that is one of the ways to capture these images. If you have a low light at first on your night vision, they know where that line is. They can see it. So they will come up to that line, just like the one in the photo that we're being shown right now. They will come out because your light is not big enough or far enough or powerful enough. So when you can get them to come in and you can get that thermal, switch your batteries. Now, when you look, you can cover whatever is out there. And whatever is out there, you're going to see. It's a trick that we use, and it's worked every time. Now, there is, in this next photo, this is a blown up picture of this one. There was another picture, I just don't see it right now. But this is a blown up picture from a friend who, whenever we showed a couple of pictures and things like that, of course we got the ridicule. You know what I mean? We got the ridicule of photos and things like this, to where people really couldn't see what we was looking at. But we knew what we was looking at. We knew this shadow, well, we'll see if that comes back. Maybe we'll switch to another one. So this was the shadow, except now a young man named Miguel Munoz, I think is his last name. Munoz, Miguel. He actually took the time to get that same picture and blow it up and enhance it. Now, if you look, you're going to see the little white dog in the arms. Now, for right now, you're seeing this, but right now, we're going to get to a little better shots here in a little bit. But these Bigfoots that we're talking about, they will take your puppies. They will eat your puppies. They will use your puppies against you. They will do everything they have to do to get to you. Now, when we had to do some scouting and some work around the house today, so we actually had to go visit a friend. The Bigfoot documentary, our friend's property is in this area. On the Bigfoot documentary, the comments and the description does have the PayPal, and it is going around the front right there. You do need this video. You do need this video. Can't stress it enough. If you don't have this video, and the things that we're talking about right now, this is extra stuff. There's things that, I mean, there was so much information on that we can't put all this on there. And then we got more information. This is the only place you're going to get all this information and talk like this. Now, the Bigfoots, once they have your dog lulled into fear and it's feeding on your dog, that dog is not going to bark for you anymore. You left it out there. The dog comes, I mean, these things come at night. It feeds on the dog. The dog knows it cannot do anything about it. It knows that the owners don't take it in at night. And this happens everywhere. It's not just isolated locations. This happens everywhere. But I'm giving you an example and I'm showing you things of a place. But this happens everywhere. Your dogs are being fed on. Your cats are being fed on. Your pets will come up missing. Also, when the Bigfoots feed, when these predators feed your pets will think it gets more attention from a Bigfoot than it does its own owner. That Bigfoot will whistle. It will start calling your dog. It will start talking to your dog. It will start petting your dog. Your dog does not need to defend you any longer because you're not listening to it. And so the dog it'll say, what's the point? I'm the one out here If they don't know, your dog's looking for a way to get out, and it would run off, but there's nowhere to go because the dog don't know where to go, and it does not want to travel through those woods. So we visited a friend today because we did need some supplies, and our friend, as soon as we got there, we were just going to get our supplies to go to our job to come back and bring what we borrowed back to them. But as soon as we pulled up, it was picture and video time. Our friend actually had bought one of the doorbell, with the night vision on it, the doorbell, the fake doorbell thing. So they have pictures now. Before they didn't. They only had visual of these creatures. But then again, how many of you and how many hecklers, how many scoffers are going to say, "Oh yeah, I believe you"? And that's what this family had told us. They said, "We are happy that you're here because we couldn't talk to anybody else. We couldn't tell anybody else. They would have said we're crazy." So they wanted us to see the pictures. And once we seen the pictures, we was identifying left and right. This is that, this is that, this is that. They were relieved because they knew we could see these things and we knew what to look for. When you have people come to you like that, you don't hold anything back. You share everything. You let each other know what's going on. And that's what we did. We shared everything, information of what to look for, what they do. I'm going to show you a couple pictures because I do want to have you understand these predators will use whatever they have to use to make you comfortable so they can get close to you. We've already just talked about the pets. We've talked about Bigfoot's wearing clothes, hoodies, dusters, big baggy clothes, blankets, scarves. They will use clothing to hide their fur, and they will put their clothing on a small Bigfoot. A hoodie's not going to fit on a 25-foot Bigfoot, but they will get the smallest Bigfoot that looks decently normal in that hoodie, and that one will come right up to you. That one will walk right next to you and will be in an alleyway in a city. It'll be at the skate park, sitting on the park bench, waiting for someone to come up and say hi to it. It'll be walking on side of the roads, which some people call ditches, during the night when cars are driving. And people will say, "Hey, was that a young lady?" Or "It looked like somebody was walking on the ditch." That's a trap. Don't stop for anybody at night. It doesn't matter. You get home, you get secure. Those people, if they should not be out there anyway. They are not your responsibility. Everyone is responsible for themselves. You do have responsibilities, but you are responsible for yourself and yourself only. We have seen Bigfoots in hoodies walking along roadways. And even if another person was to have told us that, we would say, yes, we know what you're talking about. But for a normal person who heckles and scoffs and don't believe and hasn't seen these things or been up close or even know the tracks, they're going to say that's crazy, you're crazy, and they're going to try to make fun of you or ridicule you. Don't worry about those people. They are not worth your time. They're not worth my time. If I get, scoffers and things like that, I just tell them they're stupid and I go on. They're not worth me spending hours explaining to them what they need to look for and that these things are real. But in that DVD, it will explain everything. It will help you. You will protect your family with that DVD because you will know what to look for, and you will be able to show people what you're talking about because it's in that DVD. Now, when we're talking about Bigfoot's wearing clothes, this this photo here, I hope you're paying attention. I hope you're seeing this. This is a Bigfoot with a hoodie on the front porch of a friend of ours. This is on their front porch, looking through windows at our friends. Now, our friends know they have occupation, I guess you would say, occupation in their area. And also in that DVD, the Bigfoot documentary, Oklahoma Bigfoot Predator Watch, Antlers and Surrounding Areas is the name of the film. This is a location of occupation. In this photo, you're seeing a Bigfoot with a hoodie. Is eating something. Off to the right next to it is a dog. That dog has been left outside, and that dog lets these Bigfoots do whatever they want to do. It's not going to mess with it. It's happy if it's occupied. This dog is a puppy, but it's now lazy. It doesn't jump and hop and run around. It's been drained and it's tired. You're seeing a Bigfoot wearing a hoodie that we talked about. Now on this picture, now on the right side, you're going to see the hoodie. And it's kind of blurred out because I want to show you something else. On the right side, bottom right side of that corner, you're seeing the Bigfoot in the hoodie. On the left side, more to the top, this is another Bigfoot that's looking through, which we looked at, but this Bigfoot is looking through the windows through a small, and there's two little small holes that is in this curtain. This is where that Bigfoot looks through. And this is why we said you can't have things that these creatures can see through. You can't have holes in your curtains. You can't have just blinds. If you have just blinds, they're going to look through those small holes like we talked about just a minute ago. I'm going to blow this picture up just a little bit better. This is also a better picture of the same Bigfoot that's looking through the window. It's right up next to the window pane. It's looking through those little holes in that curtain that we found. And it's going to do that to any home. If you leave it any way to look in, it's going to be right there looking in at you and your family. Okay, I'm going to switch over. I'm going to give you just a better look. And this is, you'll see the puppy more in this one. Now, this is the Bigfoot again with the, as soon as it switches over. Now, this is a better close-up of the Bigfoot in the hoodie. That is a puppy. Right next to it is curled up. It doesn't even want to look at the Bigfoot. And in every picture, it's been turned away from the Bigfoot. It doesn't even want to look at it. But this creature is feeding on these animals in the area. But we really have to stress, this is on a person's front porch. a foot from their front door. The other one is looking only inches from the window in the photo before. These Bigfoots are comfortable here. They are right up on the front porch, and they're not the only ones, because we did see some other photos. Oh, that's a different one. Of this area. With multiple Bigfoots. Here on the right side, there is the image of a Bigfoot, the outline, the blur, or the shadow. Now that's a shed in the back with that little light. That image on the right is not supposed to be there. But there are many photos that we were shown today that have multiple Bigfoots in the area. Now here is another picture of a Bigfoot that has a puppy, but there's actually two puppies. But the first one is more visible. The other one is in the back. Kind of looks like the dog's ear, but that is another puppy in the background. Off to the top right, that is a Bigfoot face that has these Bigfoot. Now this was in a nest in another location. We had a female tracker dog with us, and the dog hit on this. We couldn't see at that time. We just started taking pictures of what the dog was showing us. And then when the dog spotted all this, only took the pictures and pulled back out. We didn't want to jeopardize or have the dog harmed in any way. Now, the Bigfoots also don't use, not only use the pets, but of course we're talking about the weapons. We're talking about things that Bigfoots use not only to kill prey, but also to harm people, or to kill people, or to wound them. We've talked about land spikes. We've talked about spears. We talked about clubs. And, at those times we were just talking about them because we didn't have time to tell you or show you, and we didn't have our live stream back up at that time. But you're going to find these sharpened sticks on the other side of bent over trees, those bows, and there'll be a tree laying down with the bow coming across. And once the animals jump over that tree through that bow, this is what's waiting for them. Let's see, I hope you can see this. But these spikes here, as you can see, have been scraped and filed down. You're going to find these in the woods. There was a man who a lot of people call a Bigfoot person, Todd Standing. He got ran right into these. He's not an expert. He got ran right into these. It jammed right into his leg. These Bigfoots came and drank blood, patched him up, and sent him on his way. That's all they wanted. Got the blood, you can go. But bring us some more food, because this person was doing things like that. Don't feed them, don't communicate with them, and don't get around them. We also have that they make their own filing tools. You can cut things if you want to with these things. Here's another one. Now, this is the accurate thing that we need to show you. Is like these spikes are, you're going to find them where game jumps over these trees. They're sharpened. They've been filed down. They've been scraped. All of these is made to impel prey, to impel you. You're going to find these out there if you look for them. These are all weapons that they use or to impel you or animals. Here is another weapon. This is more like a sickle. Hopefully I can get it all in there. But this is used also to kill prey. And you're going to find these same weapons, these same tools at their ambush spots. Where you find those bows, look in the underbrush where they nest, or those holes where it's all pushed up for their blinds. Look underneath the underbrush. You're going to find these weapons. It's just when the game comes by, they use it to knock their prey out or to wound them. And they love a great chase. People run. Now, this one is special. I would say the first found. Very well balanced. Very well balanced. Very secure. Very hard. Very heavy. This club would do some serious damage to anybody. It's well balanced. It's been filed down. It's been filed down. It's been shaped in the back so that even if you miss, not that they would, but if you miss on the front side with the hammer part, let's try to get this one. Okay. Hammer part, that the back part right here, the back part right here has been chipped down to almost a blade. So not only do they are able to hit this way, but they can come back with the backside and also crack a skull. But this will blunt a skull. It's well balanced. It's been filed down. It's been chipped down. And you're going to find these at ambush spots. But also at those ambush spots, look for those chippings because they chip. They scrape it. Just like flint knapping. You're going to find these in those underbrush at these ambush spots. They will also use things that you leave around. We was in another area. Actually, Tracker E was in another area. I was not too far from that location, but Tracker E had to do some scouting, and she went into some nest and some occupied areas. Very brave person. And she pulled out from a full big nest, a full big blind. Now I know this is a cane from, it's a walking cane from a person. But the Bigfoots broke this off, filed down the tip, and made this into a weapon. This has been scraped. You can see the claw marks on them. It is filed down to make a perfect stabbing point. Where this was found, there was also a boot Now, you or I would not want to be stabbed with this. Now, like we said, they will use whatever is around. This right here, this right here is a dangerous weapon. These are the weapons Bigfoots use out there. When you don't see them, they can hit you in the head, trip you. They use stones. We had a point. I don't see it here, but that's okay. Like with these stones, they do file these down. They can use them with sticks, just like the Indians of the ancient times. They also use what we call to pop your tire, to get you to stop, to get you to change that tire on that dark road by yourself. And if you listen to stories, you're going to hear people saying, we had a flat tire, it was a dark road in the middle of nowhere. Bigfoots use stones, sharp instruments like we've been showing you, to puncture tires, to get you to have a flat tire. We talked about this last night also. We call them dropping pops. You'll go over the first rock with your car, and then on the back side of it, it's going to just drop off. There's going to be another sharp stone right behind the big one, pointed up like that. So when you come over the top with your tire, it's going to drop onto that next one. You're going to have a flat tire. And if this happens to you on a dirt road or a lonely road or a country road or a mountain road, don't change your tire there. You can ride your tire, just don't go as quickly as you need to. Be aware, don't change your tire there. Keep going. Your tire, so you lose a tire. Big deal. You saved your life. Keep going. Don't stop. Not in dark areas. Here is an example of a stone for a dropping pop. You come over that big rock and you drop on this, and it's going to look just like this. As soon as you pull over that rock, you're going to drop. And when you drop on that, you puncture your tire. Now, you're going to get out of the car. Most people who don't know this is going to stop. They're going to get out of the car. They're going to try to get their gear out, and then they come up missing. Where did those people go? The authorities will say they must have caught a ride, went home. We don't know. We're just going to tow the car, see what happens. They will use bones. They will use bones, sharpen them, or use the sharp points of bones and place these under or behind your tire. You could be at Walmart. You could be at your home. When you're running out going to work at 3 o'clock in the morning in the dark, you don't see this. When your car backs up over it, when your car backs over it, it's going to pop. It's going to get into it. Now you've got a slow leak. You're only going a little ways down the road, so you're going to say, something's wrong with my tire. You're going to pull over. You're going to get your flashlight. You're going to get out and try to look at it. And then we have missing people. This has happened many times. Yeah. And this is actually one that we found behind our own tire in a location that we were already at. We knew that this did not or does not belong, and it didn't belong where our car was going to be. This is one that we found waiting for us. Now, I have been involved in dropping pops because we have been in areas where slaughterhouses were, and we had to get in, get out, get certain things. We had 2 dropping pops on the way in, 1 on the way out. On the way out, we had our secondary car drive backwards. because we were coming out slow because we weren't going to change that second tire. I mean, the first one we changed in a secure location, but the second one we rode all the way out. We weren't going to stay in that. We knew it was a trap. Everyone knew it. We all went on high alert. Everyone had pulled their weapons. We were secure coming out. Most people don't have what we have. We ran our thermals, everything. A lot of people don't have thermals or night vision, or a good crew, an experienced team who knows what traps look like and knows that when we know that we're in a trap or we are about to go into one, we make sure that we have the very best and the most experienced people with us. Now, there's a multitude of weapons that they use. They will puncture your tires. They will have you jump over things. There will be spikes, or you'll just be running by and they got the sickle. They can hit you with the sickle. There's a multitude of ways to capture you or to harm you or to kill you, especially when you don't know all these things. You're not looking for them. You're out there in the woods, frolicking, I guess you would say, not paying attention, thinking nothing is wrong and there's nothing out there. Anyone who says there's nothing out there does not know there are things out there. Don't take advice from someone who tells you there's nothing out there, or don't be. We're not saying be scared. We want you to be aware and to be warriors. There's no fear here. Don't ever give fear. I don't know about the pond. Oh, yeah, all these places and things that we're talking about pretty much come from the same area, but we now in that film you're going to hear the reports. You're going to see the places these things happen, and they're happening right now. They're not in a film. It's not like I mean, it did take years to get it because we had to go to different places and we had to be very strategic and stealthy with what we were doing. We took the most precautions, but we have, you'll hear people talking about standing there with Bigfoots, pure black, going back and forth, swaying, holding the club. One of the homeowners at that time, but lowered his eyes. When he came back up, the Bigfoot was gone. But those eyewitnesses know. We know eyewitnesses. I'm an eyewitness. Everyone on the team's an eyewitness, really. We do have friends who's experienced more than we have as far as interactions. I have a distance. I keep a safe distance. But also the way we track, the Bigfoots also keep themselves, or they keep away from us. They know that we move different. They know that we carry a lot of firepower. They know that we're searching and we're looking for something. But it's not deer. We're not hunters. I don't hunt. I don't kill anything. That's not something I do. You're going to see me with weapons, but I'm not hunting deer. I'm not hunting anything. All we do is track and locate and find things for you in your locations and bring that information to you, things that you don't know about. Now, last thing I want to talk about tonight is the threshold. Right now, we have a season coming up of storms, hurricanes, earthquakes, things like that. As we talked about the night before, there are Bigfoots and groups of Bigfoots. Some are called, like we said, snow, mist, fog, and you're going to find those in the snow, mist, and fog. But you're also going to find them like midday when the sun's out and the vision off the trees or the leaves is still not, you get that pixelation, but they will be in there because it blends in with their color. Now, those two main groups that we tell people, well, there's actually four main ones, like the earthquake, the hurricanes, the thunder, and the lightning groups. Now, these are groups of Bigfoots. There were laws, spiritual laws, agreed upon thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago. These Bigfoots follow still these spiritual laws. These laws were written with them in the audience. They participated in agreeing with certain spiritual laws. Now, if any other person who still has the idea that I'm not an expert, if you could tell me the things I'm about to tell you or the things I've already told you, then you know more than I do, but I know you don't. I'm sharing all this information freely with you. I want you to know everything. But I just don't like the people trying to say that I'm not an expert or the expert, because if someone could debunk me, which they can't, I would gladly say, well, you're the expert. I know a lot of experts, not to the level of our team, but firsthand encounter people who's engaged, people who's had the eyewitnesses, people who's, you know, been in those situations. I consider those people experts because they have those firsthand experience. They've seen the faces, they've had the eye to eye, the face to face, they've had the interactions. Those people I call experts. We're trying to make better experts. Actually, we are making better experts with just the information that we give you. These groups, especially thunder and lightning, earthquake and hurricane, those groups will come when the rain comes. These are the times they get to hunt. They're allowed to hunt. Now, this law that went back, and it goes back thousands and thousands and thousands. I mean, like thousands of years, not like recent. But these laws were written. You can find these laws. You can even find them in the Bible. You can find them in the book of Enoch. You can find these rules and these laws. And that's why I want to talk to you tonight about the threshold. And that's the subject we're on right now. The laws are, everyone is fair game. There's no special. Everyone is fair game. But the rules to that fair game are, if you pray, if you're spiritual, you're protected. You'll always find people who will tell you, I prayed and the beast left. Now, a lot of people will say that my faith was not strong enough, that when I prayed, that it still came in, it still growled at me, it still yelled at me, it still scared me. I prayed and the beast left. Those people told their story. That is a spiritual law. You say Jesus' name, you have a protection. But be careful with that, because you can't serve two masters, as the saying goes. So when you do choose that, you have to live a straight, good, truthful life. Once you make that choice, you cannot go back to being a liar, an abuser, or anything like that. You made your choice. That beast will say, okay, that's your choice. I will leave you alone. I will back out. You made it through, but you made that choice. So if you do not live that way of truth, righteousness, no lying, every word has got to be the truth. If you don't live that way, you put yourself back on the menu, and these creatures will pay attention. If they know that you're going to come to them and just lie, 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 they're going to let you, and then they're going to take you. Also, the threshold, that's another law. They're not supposed to break it. Not until the judgment time happens. Not until they're allowed to just cleanse the earth. And these beasts are waiting for that day. And that day is here. Judgment is supposed to have already happened. So these beasts are on the move, and they're looking for anyone who's not praying. There is another altercation, but I do not recommend that. You can pray to Jesus and live that good life in truth and be protected that way, or you can also choose the beast. You can pray to that beast in front of you, and it will let you live, and it will protect you. But it will eat you later, but it will protect you from all the other ones, because you belong to it now. Once you do that, don't ever do that, but it will protect you from other ones, but it will eat you later. That's a double-edged sword also. Like they say, you can't have two masters, but once you choose something like that, when you get in that situation, you have choices. Now, the third choice is to be your own master. Third choice is to be you. The third choice is to be man. There is a third of everything. Man is one of those thirds. If and when you understand that once these things come, they're eye to eye, face to face, you have to face it face to face. You can face it as yourself, as a man, or you're going to start praying. And you better choose the right ones you pray to, and you better live that life the way it's intended. They know people who lie. They can read your mind. They can get inside your head. And if you're not who you say you are fair game. Also, the threshold. The threshold, you have two. You have your home. Your home has a threshold. They cannot enter into your home if your home is secure. That means you have to have a secure window. Put extra sticks up in your window so they're not lifted up. Make sure your doors are locked. Put a chair underneath that door if you have to. They're not supposed to break it, but you secure it. You secure your home for your family with everything you got. You cover the windows. You make sure your doors are secure. You make sure there's no cracks anywhere. If you've got a fireplace, you make sure that duster is closed, or that the flue is closed. Check on the top, put some sticks or something on the very top of the chimney. Don't give it any access. Secure everything. Now, the weather times: thunder and lightning, earthquake, cyclones, hurricanes. These are all groups and names of the Bigfoots. We take it for commonality, but it's not. These are direct, exact names of these groups. Now, whenever you have a storm coming in your area, when you feel that tremble, because thunder, those groups called thunder, they're going to stomp their feet. They're going to make that tremble. You're going to feel that tremble. What we do is when we feel that tremble, or when we hear thunder, we hit our car alarm outside. You don't have to be outside. You can still do it from inside. When you do that, you're letting thunder, you're letting lightning, you're letting the earthquake, you're letting the hurricane know, you know they're here. You know they're in the area. They will avoid you. They will go to the next easiest prey, which is your neighbor. If your neighbor knows what you know, if you're sharing and helping your neighbor with this, it will go to the next person. It will keep going until it finds the victim. Don't be that person. Don't be that group. Don't be that family. Don't be any victim in any way. You always carry yourself with strength, and you show these creatures you're warriors. Once you come outside your house, be stealthy. Listen. They pay attention, and they know that if you're paying attention when you come out of the house, you're stealthy, you're listening, you're looking, they're going to move back because they know you're trying to find them. You're trying to spot them. But if you're running in and out of the house, kids are going in and out, doors are open, they're going to come in. While those doors are open, they're going to come inside your house. You need to clean your houses. And I do have a video on YouTube about medicine ways of cleaning that. You have to clean every room one at a time until you force them out the front door. It's easy to do, but you need the whole family to do it so that you cover every bit of that house. That threshold is very, very important. Now, we're talking about the first threshold. We're talking about the home. Now, during these storms, and this is the time for those storms, and you're going to hear about them. Hurricanes, cyclones, major thunderstorms coming in. They're telling you, without you knowing, you're being told Bigfoots are coming to your area, or they're going to be hunting in your area. The blood moon and the full moons are the worst times to be out. And in thunderstorms, if you're out there, expect these things to be right up on you and possibly take you, because you're out in these storms where they're free to roam and kill. Now that threshold, what they'll do, what these groups of Bigfoots will do, thunder and lightning and earthquake, hurricanes, cyclones, those groups, when these storms happen, it may not even be a major storm, but lightning is going to make flashes. It's going to make clashes. Thunder is going to be rumbling, stumbling his feet or its feet, all of them. You're going to feel that in the earth. You're going to feel that in your house. They're going to burrow underneath your house. They're going to come underneath it and burrow underneath it, especially if they're on blocks. They're going to shake your house. They're going to be on the top of the house. They're going to shake it. They're going to be outside cracking trees, ripping trees down. They're going to try to lift your tin foil up, the tin of your house. They're going to try to push that up. They're going to try to open your windows. They're going to check your doors. They're looking for a way in. On this night, they get to hunt these thunderstorms, these earthquakes, these tremors. Those times, those are Bigfoot's hunting. And if you're feeling these things, if you're feeling the tremors, if that thunder's real loud, they're right at your house. If lightning flashes up right at your house, they're right outside. Like we tell everybody, hear thunder, find thunder. See lightning, find lightning. Find these creatures, and you're gonna be able to tell this is a ground level thunder. This is a ground level lightning sound. It's not going to be up in the sky. It's going to be ground level. That's where you need to look. They're out there and they're watching. When you hear that, beep your car alarm. Just do it one time or two times, but change it up. Every time you hear thunder, hit that beeper. Every time you hear lightning, hit that beeper. Every time you see lightning, hit that beeper. Let them know you know they're out there. But you're going to confuse them by using that, because they're going to think this car is sensitive to them, because every time they step and make a rumble, boop, alarm goes off. They're going to avoid you. They're going to move away. And if you listen to this and do exactly what we're talking about, you're going to hear thunder and lightning move away. Now, whenever they're in there, this is a spiritual law also. You have to give them the threshold. You have to openly open your house up. Now, this is done in many ways with your children, especially in and out. You got to run in, put your groceries up, running back out, get more groceries, running back in, doors open. That's an opportunity. That's an open invite to a predator. While you're running to the car, they're going in the house. Now your children are going to see shadows. They're going to be waking up in the middle of the night. And when children wake up in the middle of the night, there's something bothering them. Listen to those children. When they wake up, they come to your bedroom, or if they say they can't sleep, but are rubbing their eyes, there's something in that room bothering them or trying to feed off of them. Don't leave your children unprotected. Now that threshold, don't give them any way in. Secure your home. When you're in your home, keep doors closed to the other rooms. That way if you hear a sound or something drop, you know what room it's in. But you also don't give these creatures freedom to walk in and out every room, do whatever they want, hide in a corner, hide in a chair, and wait for you or wait for your children. Your children will see them. Listen to those children. Now that threshold, remember there's two major ones. While they're shaking your house, while they're rumbling out there, while they're making you fearful. They're making you lose hope, and they're making you give up your spirituality. If you know, no if, stay in your home. Weather the storm out. Secure your home. Get your weapons ready. Tonight, when those storms are there, you are prepared. You have everyone in one room together. Now, they're going to try everything they can to get you out of that house. They need you to break that threshold. They need you to break your threshold. The people who have storm cellars sell ours. It talks about a cell or a small enclosed. The ARS is actually ORS, which means our cells. The man is a single cell organism. When you break your threshold, when you lose faith, when you do not count on your spirituality and you run outside to that cellar, you're fair game. You broke your threshold. You have one threshold left, and that is your spiritual threshold to your own body and to your own soul, your own energy body. They have to make you lose hope. That hope is your threshold. Never lose hope. Never give up hope, and never give it to a predator, because they will eat you right then. Once you give up hope, once you give up your spirituality, once you give up yourself, that's when you're taken, that's when you're eaten. So I wanted to share all this with you because we got these storms coming in. We got cold fronts. We got oddities happening. I want you to know, do not break your threshold. Do not run to that cellar. Do not leave your home. Your home is supposed to be your security, and it is. Don't go outside. They're waiting for you. They're trying everything they can to get you to come outside, to get you to break that threshold. If you've ever heard anything about mind speak and things like that, it's the same thing. They need to get you to break that threshold. They need you to do it. They're not allowed to break it for you. You have to break it. Don't break it. Weather that storm out. I promise you, weather the storm out. Don't run outside. Don't run to that cellar. Don't break your threshold. Don't give them an opportunity to take you. Keep your faith. Keep your spirituality. Stay strong. Teach it to your family. All this will save your life and your family's lives. That threshold is very important. Remember, they have rules, they have laws. It was agreed on thousands of years ago. You can find it in the Bible, you can find it in the book of Enoch. You just have to know how to decipher what they're talking about. So I want to thank everybody for tonight. These are some important things that I wanted to share with you tonight. The threshold is the most important. Don't let any predator take your security or your spirituality, your faith, and don't give them your hope. You hang on to your hope. Someone's coming. Something's going to happen. A boulder may fall on them. A tree may fall on them. You keep your hope, keep your faith, and you will make it through. Don't let anyone talk you out of it. They want to run outside. That's what they want to do. You do not follow somebody. You make your own decisions for yourself. As warriors, we do not let anyone make decisions for us. If a warrior lets someone else make a decision for them, that's a death sentence. Tomorrow night, we'll be back here at 7 o'clock again. Tonight, we talked about weapons. We talked about how they use pets. We talked about how they wear clothes, hoodies, blankets, shawls, dusters, big coats, blankets. They will do whatever they can to get as close to you as possible. They will use your familiarity to get that close to you. At nighttime, listen. Shut things off once in a while. Let the kids be quiet for once in a while. Listen. Let's find out what's around your place. Even if you don't think anything's around your area, be observant. Listen. Because they're everywhere right now. We're getting reports from everywhere. Watch those swimming holes. Watch those camping areas. Do your security. Secure the area before you have fun. Make sure you know where everything is before you have fun. Teach this to the children. Teach them to not have fear. I want to thank everybody for tonight. We'll see you tomorrow night again. We will be checking in with more friends. But these are important things that we need to share with you. And we will have more important things tomorrow night. Every night is about you and how we can help you. If you listen, if you learn from us, we will protect you. And you will protect yourself and your family. Thank you very much and have a great night. I will see you tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central Time Zone. The Bigfoot documentary. Get that documentary. Order it. It's in the comments or it's in the description. I got the Facebook page, Oklahoma Bigfoot Predator Watch, Antlers and surrounding areas, Choctaw Missing and Murdered Woman, WMBMAN, and Sun Center and Database. Those are both on Facebook. You can find the PayPal to order that DVD. You need the DVD. The things we're talking about is extra right now. The things in that DVD, we do need to talk about it. But buy the DVD so you know what we're talking about. You will have all the information up to here. This is extra things that you don't know about, that we need you to know about. This channel will help you and it will help your families. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m.